And when I say invading, I mean that he has decided to come to the Midwest and test his mettle.
Indeed. Tweek is one of the fastest improving players, I think, in the past year. This man has gone on a meteoric rise, getting some big wins in his book, and he's looking to continue it here versus one of Chicago's best.
He has launched himself into the stratosphere of the echelon of players, you know, the toppest of tiers. Is what Tweek is considered as right now. But Dan is a momentum-based player, and we saw him beat 8-Bit Man earlier in the first really big upset of the tournament, and that was all predicated on him having momentum. Dan, I often call the human highlight reel, because when he gets rolling, he will put you on a YouTube GR Smash clip.
Indeed. I do know that Dan tends to struggle with this matchup, especially versus Ned. I think he only has 1 or 2 lifetime wins against Ned's Cloud, so we'll have to see if that experience can pay off here versus Tweek.
I think one of those came relatively recently. Didn't he take an Ignite over Ned?
Yes, very recently.
So, I mean, yeah, while he has historically struggled with the matchup, he has recent success, so it is anybody's game at this point. However, Tweek has come out to a hot start, and if he keeps his pressure up, it's going to be a quick one for Dan.
And Dan thought he had that jump scouted out there with the down air, but Tweek going to sneak past this limit movement buff from Cloud, really kind of coming in the clutch there with the fast fall. Dan gonna get back to the ledge, retreating in this taxi platform, staying away from Tweek. He's glowing blue, and it's scary.
Yeah, when you have that aura around you, that means that you have limit charge. That is a warning sign for all who cross you. do not do anything that is committal, because that limit cross hash is ready to be, you know, just cannoned into your chest.
Oh yeah, and Tweek, of course, with excellent reaction time on the ledge here. Although that one's gonna miss. Oh, the down air just gonna clean him up off the top.
We like to call that, as Ganon mains, when we dare him into the stage, we call that the space program. Because it launches them from the stage up into the, you know, the stratosphere. And Tweek does the same thing here. Dan's got to try and find a way to fight back into this.
And Dan is having a lot of trouble with his conversions right now versus Tweek. Tweek is DIing away from a lot of these low percent down throws. And there's not much he can do, but he's just gone. Reading the jump and sending him to the drink.
Wow, that was very, very impressive from Tweek.
Tweek just deleted him off the face of the earth.
Yeah, that was just, it was like he was an antivirus and Dan was the sickness.
Dan looks kind of, you can even see, he just looks kind of perplexed. Like he was happy he could play Tweek, because if Seth had beaten Tweek, he would have been playing like his friend, you know, and he wanted the opportunity to play the top player, but we'll see if he's got something else in his back pocket here to help him out on Smash.
I'm glad that you pointed that out, because that is a great mentality to have. I've heard a lot around this venue, people being like, oh, you have to play, you know, Mr. R, Tweek, you have to play Zero, that sucks, man. No, that is awesome. You want that top player experience. You get better by playing people better than you. That's what Zenodo always preaches, is if you have no one to compete against, drag someone up with you, and then you can always be practice partners. And so, yeah, Dan facing the competition head on here.
But this is going to be another good juggle coming out here from Tweek. He's moving and grooving, as they say. But here comes Dan. He's got a combo coming, but again, Tweek going to sneak out of it. Dan has not been able to find big damage yet until that's the biggest combo he's landed so far.
That is indeed, and I think it has a lot to do with Dan sort of finding like his first like inroads into Tweek's defense. He finally found a chink in that armor and is now trying to take it to him. First time this percents have been even the entire time.
Good movement coming out from Dan to get away from Tweek's landing traps, sneaking on that platform, dropping down, and now he had himself a lead for just a brief second.
Yeah, but it's still dead even here. Even though Tweek has limit, Mario can do a lot of stuff. However, he's not able to get inside of that. Tweek shaking his head, realizing how close that was, but he did end up getting the kill, and now with a big lead.
Oh, not going to be able to get anything done on that climb hazard. And he's looking for some capes.
Tweek's got to be careful, though, because he's got that. Dan's got that flood pretty much fully charged. He could have possibly flooded him away from the ledge and into the depths of the blast zone.
And nothing going to happen off of that down throw, really. But the up smash comes out in time. Limit, the weight buff, not going to help out Tweek survive. And pretty much even seated.
Yeah, I mean, Mario, 43% for a Mario is not that much to overcome. His bread and butter combos are just too good.
But you need to play very patiently to find an opening versus Cloud. That might have been the one, the back air going the wrong way, but instead, Tweek going to come through with the French fries.
Yeah, and now 85% is a bit tougher of a task, but I do believe that Dan can overcome if he can find a way back on stage. Tweek has done such a good job controlling the stage. The time of possession for Tweek has just been completely in his favor.
But here comes damage, although Tweek going to break out with a very quick up air. Dan sneaking away again. Going for the back throw this time.
Yeah, and that puts him off stage. That's a good spot for Dan to have Tweek in.
That cape interaction was so weird.
You know, cape interactions in general are wonky.
You guys might be able to hear it. Sounds like there might be an upset on the way in Melee, but this is not an upset in game 2. Tweek, again, taking the win.
No, Melee getting loud over there at our sister stream. This is a 1 unit. So what we're finding out is that Leffen is about to possibly be upset over there. So if you want to check that out, we wouldn't mind it, but please keep it, you know, back here multi-Twitch style.
Yeah, multi-Twitch, multiple monitors is the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So please support all of the games. We are a 1 unit tournament, and right now Dan is trying to avoid elimination from the winners bracket. Again, as we mentioned for Darkshad and Shell, it is difficult to fight your way out of the losers bracket here. So many regional hidden bosses. It is better to be in top 16 winners after you win here, but Tweek is going to shut him down and put 70–80% on this man in 20 seconds.
You blink and the damage is already done. And Dan here, he's trying to find a way in, but Tweek has other ideas. Going to try to pin him to this taxi platform. Dan can't even get a grab off of the back here. Tweek is just too good at DIing away from every single hit Mario does.
Wow, Dan is just unable to find, again, any inroads.
It sounds like Leffen has fallen, but so will Dan's first stock, going all the way out. And that's Tweek again taking a commanding lead here. Yeah,
the lead has been entirely for Tweek. I mean, I just can't talk enough about how well Tweek is playing right now against Dan. Again, Dan has struggled historically in this matchup, but Dan in general is a good player and has done some big wins at, you know, various tournaments. So Tweek sort of dismantling this man is certainly impressive.
The backer going to force the climb hazard, taking that limit away, but Dan's got something cooking here. But that dash attack a little bit unruly. Great spot dodge to the French fries again.
I'm liking these up airs here. Tweek has been going to the gym. He's pulling them up.
Neutral air to the back air again puts Dan in a very tricky spot.
Oh wow, and Tweek has just got the read on this man. There is almost nothing that Dan can do. He is on the struggle bus right now.
Yeah, and even with like a power shield on some of these Cloud Heroes, it's hard for Mario to get in. And this is the way the matchup is meant to be played if you're a fan of Cloud.
Yeah, just absolutely, you know, superior frame data. Absolutely punishing hits when you do land them, and just the ability to control the stage. Plus the fear of limit being online is just, all of it is spelling doom for Dan.
And 2 of those up airs takes away half of Mario's shield, forces him to drop from the platform, and again, he's in a tough spot. But this back throw here, with a lot of rage, helping out. Taking away that limit's a big win here.
It is.
KK Slide is pretty chill.
And yeah, Dan can bring this back. I mean, like I said, he's finally gotten that first stock off, and we are seeing some big Mario combos, but Tweek shuts that down right away.
He's like, those are cute combos, Dan, but I'm just going to put this sword in your noggin, send you flying, and finish off this 3-0. That is Tweek taking care of business.
And that's really what he's been doing the whole tournament. Tweek has never really faced that big of a threat.
That was just Tweek in a nutshell. I cannot wait to see him in the winners quarterfinals. Yeah, he's projected to play against Larry Lurr, which is a very back-and-forth set.
Yeah, and those guys have faced off before, and I believe the last time Tweek beat Larry in a Midwest tournament was Big House 6, and that was when I think I saw Max Ketchum leap over a table to congratulate Tweek on that win.
Max was still playing Cloud at the time. They were Cloud buddies.
Yeah, indeed they were.
I think do we have some replays online to show you guys from that past set? Let's go take a look.
Yeah, the first one is going to be a Game 1 spike from Tweek here. This is how he ended Game 1, and it was certainly impressive. He just did not let Dan do anything, had that second jump scouted perfectly.
Set up with the neutral air, knew Dan was going to try to escape with the double jump.
And then this limit side B is going to beat the spot dodge. Dan is in his grill, but you know, he just uncorks that side B and takes the stock.
Oh, great use of the little, you see, here, I want to go back a little bit. Let's reverse. So Mario has some really creative movement options on the ground here. You can see he uses this little skirt. You can like slip and slide around on the stage a little bit.
Absolutely outstanding spacing there, dodging that first hit of regular cross slash. And then this is going to be a Tweek reversal. Looked like Dan was about to get some momentum going, and unfortunately was not able to keep it going. Tweek shut that down.
Yeah, Dan was looking for a grab, thought Tweek would stay grounded.